Yeah, good evening, everyone. So, see the first question. Why did Green Revolution in India virtually bypass the eastern region despite fertile soil and good availability of water? So, there are some good conditions which actually can be reaped to make the Green Revolution possible in eastern region, but still it could not take off in this region. So, what is the reason? Yeah, mention them by taking 5 minutes time. Yeah, good points, Rajni. So, see the question. Why did the Green Revolution in India virtually bypass the eastern region despite fertile soil and good availability of water? So, we all know that this particular region has good availability of water as well as many fertile regions, because some of these areas are the drainage system of Ganga River. Okay. So, since even after that, why there was no green revolution? Why there was no green revolution, or why green revolution was not possible, or why it bypassed this region is the question. So in this context, we have to explain what was the immediate requirement of the green revolution in the 1960s. Okay. And then what are the lacunae or drawbacks of this particular eastern region of India, and then what is the way forward. So this will be the answer template or answer framework, and then finally conclude that it is not only the eastern region, the need of the hour is to take this green revolution to the northeast region also, which acts as a gateway for our Act East policy. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So that is how we need to try and expand the scope of the question. So basically, what is the question? Green revolution bypassing northeast region. Yeah. So in introduction, why you will write in 1960s, because what was the main reason of green revolution? To overcome food crisis. India was looming at a food crisis or food shortage. Okay, Dr. M.S. Swaminathan proposed the high yielding varieties of rice, okay, and wheat, which resulted in this famous thing called green revolution in the northwestern parts of India, in states like Punjab and Haryana. Okay. And then in the body, you will say reasons for bypassing northeast. Sorry, reasons for bypassing eastern part of India. Eastern part, why it was bypassed. Okay, so the problems with eastern part was, the main thing was the frequent flooding of eastern plains. So with rivers like Damodar River, Kosi, Son, all these rivers frequently flood the eastern plains. So hence the green revolution was not possible because of flooding of frequent plains. And then this area was very capital intensive. What do you mean by this particular green revolution was capital intensive, and the farmers in the eastern region were not able to garner resources for making this capital intensive. And also the land holding patterns in the eastern region could not encourage what the green revolution, because here the reason is very small land holdings in this area. And then infrastructure issues, because these areas were either underdeveloped or not developed. Infrastructure issues. Okay. And then these areas were impacted with Naxalism, and many of them were part of the so-called Red Corridor. Okay. So, and then the initial green revolution was focused on rice and wheat, while the farmers in eastern part were not so keen in these crops. Okay. Fine. These are some of the reasons for the eastern part being bypassed. Okay. And say, then what are the way forward, or what are the solutions? Is in the eastern part, now that there is enough awareness, the water management should be done. Okay. And then there has to be land banks or land pools, and we need to encourage the FPOs, farmer producer organizations should be encouraged. Okay. And then you can also mention saying that there are some issues with the green revolution. They are heavy fertilizer increase, heavy usage of water usage is abnormally high. Okay. And also the soil fertility decreasing over a period of time, which is directly impacting the productivity. So to overcome this, you can say the future green revolution should be both sustainable and economical to the farmers. And also, we have to concentrate on micro irrigation techniques, zero budgeting, natural farming or organic farming, and also move away from the cereal crops. And in the final conclusion, you'll write, the need of the hour is to move towards Northeast India also, so that we can reap much larger landscapes to meet the growing demand of the population and to ensure food security. Clear?
Yes, sir.
You can write food security with sustainability. So again, we are bringing in the angle of how we are environmentally conscious. Yes, intensive irrigation. Yes. Yes. Fragmentation. Yes. Okay. Infrastructure. Yes. Okay. You can mention Naxalism also and other points as discussed, Shanta Prasad. And then you have not written solutions or way forward. And then in the conclusion can be slightly better. Okay.
Okay, sir.
See the next question. Mention the advantages of the cultivation of pulses, because of which the year 2016 was declared as International Year of Pulses by United Nations. Okay. Pretty straightforward question, easy question. Okay, simply they are asking what are the advantages of pulses cultivation? Yeah, it's a very straightforward question. And since we have to close the class by 5:25, let's take this forward. Okay, so what are the advantages of cultivation of pulses? The examiner is asking simply what are the advantages of cultivation of pulses? We all know this. Okay, it's a very straightforward question. Advantages of cultivation of pulses. So pulses include various, something which you consume, the tur dal, red gram, green gram, all these are generally part of our pulses. Okay, all these dals which you think they are all pulses. Okay, so in the introduction, of course, it was 2016 question. So you can write why it was declared as an international year. So, but here if you can write India, which is heavily reliant on cereal crops, especially rice or wheat, and still around 35 to 40% of India is rain fed, and in the need of the hour is to move towards crops which are less water consuming, and one of them is pulses. So this can be the introduction. In the body, what you'll write is straight away come to the question, core demand of the question, advantages of pulses cultivation. So what is advantages of pulses cultivation? Main thing is, if you see, pulses require less water compared to cereal crops, that is rice or wheat. Why? It is around 25 to 30% of what the cereal crops consume, that much is consumed by pulses. So they are very suitable to rain-fed areas. And then if you see, the pulses are leguminous plants. What is this leguminous plants? They operate with the cycle of nitrogen fixation. And when this nitrogen fixation happens, the soil fertility is not lost over a period of time, but it is taken care. So it is almost a sustainable way of cultivation. Sustainable way of cultivation. Okay. And another thing is the demand for pulses. Demand for pulses has always been high in India. Hence, it can be really remunerative if it is marketed in proper way. And it can also help in achieving the protein content. Protein content and can form part of the balanced diet. Can increase the protein content and form the part of the balanced diet. Okay. And then the residues of this plant can be used as animal fodder. Okay. So these are various advantages of cultivating the pulses. And in the final conclusion, what you will write is the need of the hour is to move away from water heavy crops to water minimal crops. Pulses can show both the sustainable cultivation, can be solution to both sustainable cultivation as well as food security with proper protein and vitamin diet. So it is not important that we have to feed people. We have to feed the people the right stuff. Okay, and that's why these days the Poshan Abhiyan, okay, is very significant, because now there is an increasing opinion that what we are feeding is not important, but that what we have to feed is not important. What we are feeding is also equally important. Clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, good. Introduction is good, Sumant. Nitrogen fixation by rhizobium bacteria. Yes, they need only 25% of the water. Rain fed, we can overcome the vagaries of monsoon. Crop diversification. Yes, doubling the income of farmers. Better monetary profit realization, better prices. Yes, water efficient electricity. Okay. Did you write the protein content?
No, sir. Nutrition part I missed, sir.
Okay, better write that also. Okay, because
Yes,
since
sir.
there is huge focus on this Poshan Abhiyan, now we are calling it Poshan 2.0. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
nutrition part also is important, because if you can add pulses to your regular diet, there is no need of again, fortifying or biofortification. All this stuff is not required at all, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And in these systems, in this type of answers, when we are already mentioning certain advantages with these crops, your conclusion also should be oriented towards that. What I mean to say is, if you see my conclusion, what I am trying to say, I am trying to say its economic angle, food security angle, and also the environmental angle. Okay,
Yes, sir.
because we all know that cereal crops are damaging our environment. So we can definitely go and include these points in our conclusion, so that the examiner will know that not only knowing the advantages, but you are also conscious about the environment. It will add good image about your answer. Okay,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
fine. See the third question. It is said India has substantial reserves of shale oil and gas, which can be which can be fed to the needs of the country for quarter century. However, tapping of the resources doesn't appear to be high on agenda. Discuss critically the availability and issues involved. This question actually is outdated because 2013. Today we are definitely tapping and it is high on agenda, but still try to answer this. The question is almost 10 years old and India has moved quite a bit in this time. Yeah, good points, everyone. Rajni, Sumant, and Mahesh. Okay, so yeah, of course, in the conclusion, you have to bring the sustainability part, no doubt about it. It is said that India has substantial reserves of shale oil and gas, which can feed need of the hour for a quarter century. However, tapping of the resources doesn't appear to be high on agenda. Discuss critically the availability and issues involved. So they are saying critically about the availability and the issues. So first thing is the availability of resources, and second thing is what are the issues in tapping these resources. So basically the entire question is about shale gas, availability, issues. Okay, right. So in the introduction, you will write saying that the shale gas is found, is said to be found, at many places in India, and if it can be made available, if it can be made available, it can be answered to the energy problems of India. In the body, you will write, okay, it is, you can write it is basically a colorless, orderless gas. Shale gas, it is a property of this gas. Okay, it is available in various places. So what is this various places? If you want, you can draw an India map. If you draw this India map, main is one is the Krishna Godavari Delta. Okay, Krishna Godavari Delta, here it is there. Another region is this Cambay Basin, which we call. Okay, and somewhere in Indo-Gangetic Plain it is available. Okay, in the Assam area it is available. Okay, again in the Tamil Nadu Kaveri belt it is available. So just name them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and write these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in these areas it is available. So availability you are mentioning with the help of map, and you can write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So availability I have mentioned. Okay, and then next question is, next part is issues. Okay, the question asks, what are the issues involved? Issues involved means what is issues involved in tapping this availability. So basically what is issues involved? The technique is called fracking. The fracking technique, which has to bring out the shale gas, is very, very complex and also costly process. And hence not everyone is ready to take this up. Okay, no one is ready to take this up. And the reserves or not so consistent. So not so consistent means, one, if you take the example of the KG basin also, the amount of money invested and the output is not matching. And hence, obviously, no private players will come and invest in such a venture. Okay, so that is one thing. Fracking is one other issue. And the entire process brings out a lot of harmful gases from the interior layers of earth. Okay, and by the time all these techniques are involved and the shale gas comes, the shale gas becomes costly than petrol, which again is an issue. However, so, and also this involves a lot of water. This fracking technique involves a lot of water, which again is a major issue. Okay, and then obviously you have to give the solutions, or here you can say the shale gas is more eco-friendly compared to the typical fossils like petroleum products. And you can also say some of the developed countries like USA or America are already significantly extracting the shale gas and trying to devise their vehicles as per the shale gas. Okay, and then finally you can conclude saying that the shale gas is definitely an alternative to petroleum, and anything which is less polluting should be encouraged to mitigate the risks of the climate change, mitigate the risks of climate change, and also the need of the hour is, along with the fossils, even shale gas is a kind of fossils like shale gas, we should also move towards more and more eco-friendly resources like solar, wind, hydro, where the impact of pollution is negligible. And hence, instead of conventional engine driven vehicles, we have to move towards EVs, and hence our energy security system should have a overhaul and change holistically. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So what we are again trying to do is, we are no way denying the fact that shale gas is more eco-friendlier than petroleum products, but at the same time we are saying that shale gas, why again shale gas? We can always, if the electrical vehicles or similar things are encouraged, we can always go for these kind of alternatives. Shanta Prasad, did you write the answer? Yeah.
Yes, sir. You already checked one answer of mine.
Today I have checked yours. Okay, right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Rajni, did you write?
Yes, sir.
Mahesh also has written. Okay, let me check Mahesh has written or not. Rajni, you are regularly writing. Let me see Mahesh.
Sir, I have written, sir.
Okay. Okay, this one. Okay. Mahesh, try to make slightly better scanned copies, okay?
Sir.
Okay. So you're writing these facts. So while writing these facts, be very sure about these facts. It is, yeah. Yeah, good. Water. Good points. Okay. Try to bring the other angle as I discussed. Remaining answer is good. Try to bring the angle of having more renewable resources.
Sir.
Okay. Clear, Mahesh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. See the last question. What are the economic significance of discovery of oil in Arctic Sea and its possible environmental consequences? I think we have done this answer in detail about it is not specific to oil. We have done the how the natural resources are opening up in Arctic Sea and what are the possible environmental consequences. Yes or no? Have we done?
Yes, sir.
sir,
It
we
was
have done
about the new shipping routes in Arctic.
Yeah, new shipping routes is nothing but the in that also we have covered it. Okay, now we are doing it. I'm not saying we are doing it, but I'm just reminding you that we have done similar question. Take 2 minutes. Yeah, good points, Rajni. So what is the question about? The question says, what are the economic significances of the discovery of oil in Arctic Sea and its possible environmental consequences? So obviously two part the question and then conclude saying that instead of economic, the need of the hour is environmental. Take a stand of environmental. In these questions, you have to show that while economy is important, environmental is more important. Okay, you can say that. Or maybe you can even take a balanced approach as I told you. If the question is in interview, as I told you, you can take completely different stand than the mains question. 1 second. So the question is about economic significance and possible environmental consequences with the discovery of oil in Arctic, right? Discovery of oil in Arctic. Okay, so introduction, you can talk about that recently the oil has been discovered in Arctic region, leading to a lot of interest across the world about new resources and how they have been creating a kind of interest in these resources. And Arctic now supposedly is one of the biggest holder of this oil. In the body, you can straight away come to the core demand of the question. The first part is the economic significance. What is economic significance? The energy requirements will now be met. They'll now be met. Okay. And then fuel scarcity will be reduced. Fuel costs will be reduced. Oil supply shocks will reduce. And finally, oil prices will come down. This is one part. And next is what is the environmental significance? Because Arctic is a very ecologically sensitive zone. You are trying to disturb this area, which will impact the stability of world, and it may lead to the melting of oceans and submerging of many islands. Submerging of many islands. So this is one thing. Okay, and then the ice across the Arctic region will melt. The global temperatures may rise, which again caused by climate change, and many polluting gases in Arctic will come out, causing danger to the lives, and then biodiversity of the Arctic is impacted. Many delicate species may die in the process. Okay, in the conclusion, you'll write, while the Arctic energy resources are found, here I'm trying to give you the balanced way. The resources of this have to be delicately handled or extracted, as it can lead to environmental issues. The need of the hour is to balance sustainability with energy security. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So we are taking a balanced stand. If you can, you can take pro-environmental stand also, or maybe you can take that it is now going to bring down the energy costs and all. One point you can write, now that the energy supplies will increase, maybe people will be using fuel more. Again, that is an issue. That is also one point you can write. Clear?
Yes.
I'll see Anil's question if he is written. Yeah. Reduction of oil prices, reduce dependence on Gulf, increase job creation, economies, easier exploration. Okay. Increased global warming, increased carbon emissions, oil spills, drilling, pollution, etc. Okay. Conclusion has to be written. Okay, add few more points as we discussed, Anil.
Yes, sir.
Rajani. Economic
Sir?
sickness. Yeah.
Sir, can we add that disputes among the nations, means among the Russia and USA regarding sharing of fuels?
Okay, that is neither economic nor environmental, but maybe you can somewhere write that, you know, Arctic is again, there's an Arctic Council, and within that council also there is division, as you said. Russia is trying to claim some part and the Scandinavian countries are claiming some part. So that you can mention, but it is not exactly relevant to this particular question.
Okay, sir.
In this question, we are trying to see the economic and the environmental angle.
Okay,
It may
sir.
be economically beneficial, but environmentally dangerous.
Yes, sir. Sir.
Okay, good points, Rajani. Ice melting, global temperature, toxins, yes. Fragile ecosystem, and which will decrease the biodiversity of the world.
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir, penguins.
Yeah, that's what. Biodiversity means everything, whatever is in that area. Okay, fine. Good answer, Rajni. Conclusion can be slightly good. Fine. So we'll again meet tomorrow at our normal time. We'll meet at our normal time. That is 9 p.m. Okay. Yeah. Bye.